Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on, and welcome to another video. In today's video, we are talking about the truth about lifting heavy and how that relates to your vertical jump. I'm going to talk about all the truths. I'm going to talk about all the lies, all the myths that you have been getting fed from the media, the news, channel ABC. All right, what the hell am I talking about? We're going to talk about lifting heavy and vertical jump in today's video. But before I do that, before we get into the video, make sure that you like this video, comment JUMP, J-U-M-P, down below in the comment section for a free vertical jump training program. Subscribe to the channel and share this with somebody else who wants to dunk on everybody. So I think the best place to start is by taking a look at some of the brilliant minds in our space, our sport performance, basketball, vertical jump space. Starting off with the GOAT himself, PJF Performance. Let's see what he has to say about lifting heavy and vertical jump.
So I've always wondered, why isn't it linear? Why isn't it you improve squat strength and the vertical jump goes up?
Yeah.
And it's because everybody's looking at the positives, but for every positive, there's a negative.
Yeah, exactly.
All right?
Now let's take a look at the Instagram page of Just Jamari, and he's talking about myths when it comes to vertical jump. And he says, myth number 2, heavy lifting is the best way to improve. There's a lot of negatives to too much heavy lifting, and it definitely is not what all athletes need. And now, my personal favorite, Strong by Science, Max Schmarzo. By the way, make sure you follow all three of these guys, PGF Performance, Just Jamari, and Max Schmarzo. Great information sources for sport performance, basketball, vertical jump, etc., etc. But this is my favorite one. He says, me waiting for a 2 times body weight squat to help prepare you for plyometrics. And you see, he's been waiting a long time. As a matter of fact, he's been waiting so long that now he has the exact same muscle mass as Kevin McCardle. So Action Army, where do we even start? What are the truths? What are the lies? What are the myths? And why does Isaiah Rivera lift so heavy and jump so high, yet PGF Performance tells me don't lift heavy? There's negatives, there's positives, there's benefits. Does he even say don't lift heavy? What are we talking about? Let's get into it right now. So where do I start? I think we should start with this. We got to start with how you increase your vertical jump in general. The way, and I've said this so many times, so I'll just say it very quickly. The way that you improve your vertical jump is you need to apply more force into the ground, and you need to apply force faster into the ground to get an equal and opposite reaction into the air. So if we look at the equation for power, power equals force times velocity. Force we can think of as maximum strength. Velocity we can think of as maximum speed. If you improve your maximum strength and your maximum speed, you will improve your power and therefore your vertical jump. So now that we have a very general idea of how to increase our vertical jump, we need to apply more force and apply force faster into the ground to get an equal and opposite reaction into the air. Now I want to say this. The very best way to improve your jumping ability is by jumping. It's jumping, plyometrics, it's even speed work, rate of force development work, reactive strength work. Bro, my groceries are here. Sorry for that buzzing. The best way to improve your vertical jump is jumping, plyometrics, rate of force development work, reactive strength work, speed work even. And then once you do a lot of that, as a beginner, that is what you should focus on. You should be focused on moving light weights heavy. So all your strength work as a beginner and an intermediate athlete, I don't even think you should go heavy yet. Milk the 80% and less of your 1 rep max for as long as you can and move it as fast as you can through your plyometrics and progressive overload your plyometrics, do your rate of force development work and your ballistic training and do your power development work. This is where you should start. Then, once you've built a solid strength foundation, then we can start to lift heavy and start to reap the benefits of lifting heavy, which the main benefits of lifting heavy would be fast twitch muscle fiber recruitment. It would be motor unit recruitment in general. It would be improving your maximum strength as much as you possibly can. Those are the 3 main benefits that you get from lifting heavy weight. So once you milk the benefits of lifting with 80% of your 1 rep max and less, then I would say, and once you have built a solid strength foundation, if you're a beginner, you have no business just going and lifting heavy. You're going to hurt yourself. You have to build up to lifting heavy. You have to build up to a 5x5 as heavy as you can. You have to build up to, 5 sets of 2 or 3 as heavy as you can. You have to build up to a 1 rep max. You shouldn't take a beginner athlete who has never squatted before and say, and I used to do this. Hey bro, let's test your 1 rep max so we can use those as percentages for the rest rest of this program. No, don't do that. You have to build up to lifting heavy. And once you milk all the benefits from 80% and less, moving that as fast as you can, then you can start to tap into using heavy weights and really tap into the fast twitch muscle fiber recruitment, the motor unit recruitment, and tapping into maximum strength as much as possible. And as I've stated before, if you're a beginner, you should do mixed training, meaning in every single workout, you do a warm-up, then you do speed exercises, then you do power exercises, then you do strength exercises, then you do hypertrophy exercises. You can get benefits from improving all of these parameters at the same time. Once you are advanced and you've been training for 3+ years consistently, then you might have to start to get more specific, and you might need full strength days, full maximum strength days, where you go heavy on your squats, and then heavy on your RDLs, and then heavy on your calf raises or whatever it's gonna be. You might need full specific heavy days. So that's the first thing. Milk all the lighter weights as long as you can. If you're still seeing benefits, do that. Then you can start to get into heavy weights. So now very quickly, I just want you to see what Dr. Andy Galpin has to say. And this was from him on the PJF Performance Podcast. Make sure you follow that podcast. And this is him talking about how to recruit fast twitch muscle fibers.
I would say that if you want to maximize your fast twitch, I would do both.
Yeah.
You need something that is heavy, because we just can't simulate that overload in any other fashion. And you need something that is extremely explosive. And this is high rest, low reps, not going for a run, like not playing pickup. Like, I mean really specific, low fatigue, maximum power production, maximum speed production stuff. You blend those two things together, and I think you're going to put yourself in a position to get the most amount of fast twitch fibers that are within your genetic limit.
So great. What we can take from that is that we need to be doing the maximum power production stuff. We need to be doing the maximum speed production stuff. And we also should be lifting very heavy, because there's no better way to get the benefits of, recruiting fast twitch muscle fibers than lifting heavy loads. So the benefits of lifting heavy loads are, number one, it is the best way to improve your maximum strength. It is the best way to improve your maximum strength. We know that maximum strength and velocity is how we increase our power development and our power output, therefore our vertical jump. So it is the best way to improve your maximum strength. It is one of the best ways to improve your fast twitch muscle fiber recruitment. And then it is the best way to improve motor unit recruitment in general, or one of the best ways to improve motor unit recruitment in general. And what that means is when you lift heavy loads, as your muscle fibers fatigue and fail, they recruit more and more muscle fibers to come help aid in that lift. And the ability to recruit more muscle fibers is never going to be a bad thing when it comes to dynamic sporting action. So now we have the benefits, and those are some pretty good benefits if you ask me. The ability to improve your maximum strength as much as possible, the ability to recruit fast twitch muscle fibers to aid in your dynamic sporting action, and the ability to recruit more muscle fibers to aid in your dynamic sporting action. These are all really good things that we want to tap into with heavy lifting in our training plan. However, what are the negatives to lifting heavy? The first negative, and probably the biggest negative that you will get with lifting heavy, is that you always hear people talk about it. They say lifting heavy is going to make you slow. And there's the example of, the big power lifter, the fat guy who can squat a bunch of weight and deadlift, 8 plates, but he can't jump over a jelly bean. So lifting heavy can sometimes make you slow, is what they say. So here's what I want to say about that. That is absolutely correct if all that you do is lift heavy. If all that you do is lift heavy and you don't do any speed training or any power training or any plyometrics or reactive strength or rate of force development, if you don't do any of that stuff and all you do is lift heavy, yes, you're going to get slower. Because think about it. Think about a 1 rep max, or even a 3 rep max, or even a 5 rep max. You can't move that weight as fast as you can lighter loads. If you're using 80% of your 1 rep max and above, you cannot move that in 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 seconds. And a vertical jump happens in 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 seconds. So if all that you do is lift heavy and slow, you will begin to get slow. But if you lift heavy every once in a while and you touch on it, and once you get a great foundation of strength, you just maintain your strength, or you try to improve your strength once every 4 or 5 workouts to get the benefits of motor unit recruitment, fast twitch muscle fiber recruitment, improve your maximum strength a little bit more. And then the majority of your training is power development, speed development, velocity, plyometric training, reactive training, rate of force development training. If the majority of your training is on jumping and plyometrics and power and velocity, and you just touch on maximum strength here and there, I think that is the best way to go to improve your vertical jump as much as possible. If you're in a max strength phase, it might look a little bit different, but most of the time, or I'll actually say never, you never want heavy lifting and heavy strength training to be the majority of your training to improve your vertical jump. Even in my max strength phase, where we lift heavy 2 to 3 times per week, we are still doing more plyos and power development than we are heavy lifting. Let me say that again. Even in my max strength phase, maximum strength is not the majority of my vertical jump training. The majority of my vertical jump training is velocity, plyometrics, rate of force development, power work. It all has to jumping. The majority of your training to increase your vertical jump has to be on the velocity side of the force velocity curve. Heavy lifting should just be used as a supplement to everything else that I just stated. One other negative that I want to talk about very quickly with heavy lifting and too much heavy lifting is that it does begin to wear and beat up your body a little bit. So if you're lifting heavy too frequently, it will start to fatigue your central nervous system. It will start to beat up your joints, but that's by doing it too frequently. If we're following the rule of lifting heavy and maintaining our strength and just touching on it once every 4 or 5 vertical jump workouts, which is like once every 2 to 3 weeks, we just touch on it and just do, 5 sets of 3 heavy squats or 5 sets of 2 heavy deadlifts or whatever it's going to be, then I think we are going to be fine to reap all the rewards from heavy lifting, but not really tap into all the negatives of heavy lifting that we get by doing too much heavy lifting too frequently, making us slow or really beating up our body. So let me end this video here by wrapping everything up and giving you some practical advice that you can take away from this video and take action on and apply to your life and your training program to increase your sports performance in your vertical jump as much as possible. So the majority of your training should be on the side of the force velocity curve that is geared towards velocity. You should be doing velocity-based training, jumping, plyometric training, reactive strength training, rate of force development training, power development. That should be the majority of your training, no matter what, if you're trying to jump higher. If you're a beginner or an intermediate athlete, you really shouldn't be going heavy until you have built a solid foundation of strength first. So 80% of your 1 rep max or less, and you've moved that weight fast and you've really built up your power in that solid foundation of strength that I've been talking about this whole video. Then you start to lift heavy and reap the rewards from lifting heavy, which are motor unit recruitment, fast twitch muscle fiber recruitment, and maximum strength development in general. When you begin to train heavy with 80% of your 1 rep max and above, and you start to see that bring gains on your vertical jump, you should continue to do that, but you should be very cognizant, very aware of when you start to see a drop off in your vertical jump and you start to reach the point where lifting heavier and heavier and heavier no longer brings gains in your vertical jump. You have to be aware of that. When you reach that point, you should really just maintain and try to slowly improve your maximum strength and lift heavy once every 4 to 5 workouts. So if you do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday vertical jump split, and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you train your vertical jump and you have lower body workouts, Monday might be a maximum strength day. Then Wednesday, you're just going to do speed and power development. Friday, speed and power development. Next Monday, speed and power development. Next Wednesday, speed and power development. Next Friday, now you're lifting heavy again. So it's heavy, light to moderate, light to moderate, light to moderate, light to moderate, heavy, light to moderate, light to moderate, light to moderate, light to moderate, heavy. So you're just touching on that so that you don't get these negative effects that come with lifting heavy, and you don't start to break down and beat up your body. You don't start to tap into the positives being up to here, but the negatives being up to here. It's just not worth it. So guys, this is my advice on lifting heavy when it comes to your vertical jump. this is what I believe is the truth. And all of this is just my opinion. So you can take it or leave it. You can take what PJF says and what Dr. Andy Galpin says and what Just Jamari says and what Max Schmarzo says. And all of us are essentially saying the same thing. And the thing about the skeleton, me waiting for a 2 times body weight squat to help me with plyometrics, it never will. That's why he said that. In order to improve your plyometrics, you have to do plyometrics. You have to start with very basic plyometrics and slowly ramp your way up with plyometrics. Strength training is never going to help you with plyometrics. That's why people with knee pain do all this strength training. They do all these isometrics in this slow strength, and then they go play basketball one time and their knees hurt again. It's because they didn't progress their plyometrics. They didn't progress their sport slow and surely, progressive overloading from the bottom all the way up to where you're going to be playing 5-on-5 basketball. They didn't progress it the right way. So you have to progress your strength to improve your strength development. You have to progress your plyometrics to improve your plyometric development. It's all simple stuff, but take this, run with it, add it to your life if it added value. Like this video, comment, jump for a free jump program, share this video, and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.
Yeah, all this money on me. Whoa.